Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Borussia Dortmund have finally won an important game as they defeat Wolfsburg 3-1 at the Wolfsburg Arena. It was a very important win for Borussia Dortmund. It was an interesting game as well, so let's go ahead and talk about it. I said in my prediction, I said that there will be goals in this game, and I said it will be a very hard fought game, but I said it would end up in a draw because Borussia Dortmund, they are not playing that good. Their form is not that good, and I thought Wolfsburg, might go ahead and take the advantage in that game. But the game changed quite quickly, if I'm being quite honest. The game sort of went as I expected. It was an end-to-end stuff. Both teams, creating the chances, really going at it. But then that, midway through the half, 5 minutes spell for Borussia Dortmund, where they scored those three goals: Malan, Bayer, and Brandt. I mean, and all three of those goals were really, really beautiful goals, the type of goals that you expect Borussia Dortmund to score. Like, that was typical Borussia Dortmund, vintage Borussia Dortmund. Especially that second goal for Bayer, the link-up play. That was a really, really good goal between by Borussia Dortmund and by Bayer. And that 3-0 basically set them up like Wolfsburg, even though they were playing really, really good. If you concede 3 goals in under 5 minutes, it is a very hard thing for you to come back, and it became really hard for them. Like, they really tried. You cannot take anything away from Wolfsburg that as if they did not try. We go into the second half, and they go ahead and they take they could have easily been 3-1 up, but they missed their chance one-on-one, and then they go ahead and they finally take a lead through the corner kick, and it becomes a 3-1. And they had like the biggest opportunity to make a comeback. Pascal Groves gets sent off around the 62-minute mark. Was it a red what is a tackle worthy of a red card? I am on fence on this one, if I'm being very honest with you. I really don't think that he should have been sent off. I'll be very honest with you. But he gets sent off, and then Borussia Dortmund basically had to play almost 40 minutes of the game with 10 men. And the way that the game was going on and the way that Wolfsburg were playing, I really thought that unfortunately for Dortmund, they might have to, they might end up dropping another couple of points here, and which could have been catastrophic for them. But luckily for them, they defended really, really good, which is something, you have not been saying about Dortmund this season, because their defense has been terrible. Like, whenever it has been so shocking the way that they have conceded goals this season. So when they went down to 10 men, I'm like, okay, they are either going to end up drawing or they are going to end up losing this game. But credit to them, they defended really, really well. Wolfsburg, on the other hand, like, they created good amount of chances, especially going when they had that advantage, extra man advantage. And I think they would be the one side that would be a lot more disappointed that they couldn't get something out of this game, because it was their home stadium as well, and they were playing really good as well. And then to have that extra man advantage and still not being able to get the job done, I think they would be quite disappointed. And of course the fans are going to be quite dejected as well. Last game before Christmas, and you expect your team to give out a good performance, but they were not able. I mean, they created good amount of chances, but they were just not able to convert them. And I think that is going to hurt them quite a lot, if I'm being very honest. Wolfsburg have been playing really good. They have been in a good a good form recently, but today it was just no. It was one of those days, like, you have when you play a really good football, but you still end up losing, and that was Wolfsburg today. You cannot really criticize them that much, if I'm being very honest with you, because that 5-minute period, Dortmund were on another level. I think the third goal, you could say a bit that they could have stopped the third goal, if I'm being very, but the first one, like, it was really, really good for, especially that second goal. I mean, you should go back and and look at that goal. It was a really good goal, great link up play, interlink passing. There were three players like Bayer, Malan, I think it was, and the way that he finishes it in the end, Bayer, it was really good to see. So yeah, a good game of football. Wolfsburg really, really disappointed that they couldn't get the job done. They want to finish in those European places, and if they really want to do that, they need to win games like this. Especially a team like Dortmund, who are not in a good form. Dortmund have not won in the last 4 games, and this is going to be their first win in 4 games. So that Wolfsburg knew that Dortmund were not in a good form, and they still were not able to get the job done. Dortmund, on the other hand, as I said, it was a huge important win for them. But with the way that the results have gone with the teams above them, I mean, Leverkusen, Freiburg lost, Leverkusen won, Frankfurt lost as well, Leipzig lost as well. So like the three of the teams that are top of the above them, they basically lost. So it gives Dortmund a opportunity to get closer to them, because they have been dropping points left, right, and center, and they were conceding goals. It's a religious duty for them to concede some stupid goals. So they would be really, really happy that they have not done something like that today, and they are able to finish the game off and get the 3 points that they needed. I think they would be really happy with that, if I'm being very honest with you. And the thing is with them is like, all three different goal scorer. I think that is a very important thing for them, because they are a team that cannot rely on one person. They have to have, you know, different goal scorer. The way that they play, the system that Sahin likes to play, he needs all the attackers, all the midfielders, everybody to contribute towards the goals. And today all three of like Malan scored, Brandt scored, Bayer scored that second goal as well. So almost three different scorer from different positions as well, and different types of goals as well. So I think he would be really happy with this performance, and I think he would be a bit pissed off at his players that they were not doing that before this game, because the last a month or so has been horrendous by Borussia Dortmund. But they end in a good mood. Sahin was under a lot of pressure before this game, and there were like murmurs of small murmurs that maybe he might not come back after the Christmas break. Maybe he might get sacked during the Christmas break, and somebody else would be the Dortmund manager. But he has ended the mid-season on a high. He's going on a break with a win. So I will see if they still decide if that really happens. And then it's not like concrete rumors, but there were murmurs between, you could see tweets from a couple of journalists as well, where there were news that Sahin might not be, survive the Christmas break. But I don't think after this win that is gonna happen. Even if it was gonna happen, I don't think they can go ahead and sack him now because of the win. So he will be really happy. He would for me, as I said, I've said this like 2 weeks ago. I said they are out of the title race. I don't think Dortmund are going to win the title. For him now, the question is that he has to take them to the Champions League. That is the bare minimum he has to do. They are in the Champions League. They still am around. If they can go through there, win that entire thing and be in the Champions League, that is a different question. But in terms of league phase, I don't think they're going to win the title. So he has to get them into the Champions League, into the top four, no matter what. Because if he doesn't do that, I think it will be a big failure, and I don't think then he gets to keep his job. So a lot to think about for Nuri Sahin and for Dortmund when they come back for the Christmas break. Same for Wolfsburg. There is not an expectation from Wolfsburg to get into the European places, but the way that they are playing and how tight the league is, and they are there or thereabouts. Some days a couple of bad results for other teams and good results from Wolfsburg, and they are going to be in those European places. So now with the way that the season has gone till the Christmas break, now the expectations have risen that the fans really can see that their squad is good enough to compete with the other teams around them, and now the expectation is somehow there that we need to be in Europe. So I think that it's going to put a lot of extra pressure on the players and the manager when they come back from the Christmas break. And I think this January transfer window is going to be quite interesting all over Europe, not for the bigger team or not for the teams who are in the relegation zone, but if you look around all over Europe, the teams fighting for those European places, I think that is going to be very interesting. I think the transfer those teams made, whether it is in the teams in France, whether it is in England, Germany, as I said, Spain, every one of them, Italy as well. Italian Serie A is like on a different level. Like, let's not talk about them because they are on a different level of trickiness. What is going on there is so baffling at the moment. But I conclude, I will still say that the teams that are fighting for the Europe, I think they are going to make the interesting transfers in the January transfer window rather than the ones in relegation that it usually happens. So it will be interesting to see. I think Wolfsburg are going to go ahead and try to buy someone. So it will be interesting to see what happens after the Christmas break. But tonight it was a great night for Dortmund. Hard luck for Wolfsburg. They go into the festive period with a loss. And that's it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Dortmund's performance. Where do you think Dortmund are going to finish in your opinion after seeing what they have done till now? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of this year. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.